Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
I'm back with another episode of Buds and Suds.
So we haven't touched this one in a while, or at least we haven't reviewed this one. So I thought, let's go ahead and pop one, review it, and see what you guys think, see what we think. It's funny, before we even get into it, I'm going to go ahead and digress, that the first time we had this one locally, I probably bought 4 or 5 bottles thinking that, because it said on there, aged for a year before you even drink it. And so I bought a bunch thinking, well, I'm going to age it. It's going to taste better every year. And I kind of got burned that year.
Was that this one that said that on the bottle?
Yeah, it was.
These don't do it anymore.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, it was like, don't drink before.
Right. It was a year. So, I bought a bunch and sat on them. And I didn't really like it even after a couple of years. So I haven't bought it in quite a while. But I thought, I'm going to try it again. Let's review it. So this is 2019 Reserve Abyss Deschutes, which is in Bend, Oregon. It is 11.2%, and I'm going to read all this stuff off. So it is an imperial stout brewed with blackstrap molasses and licorice, which gets some people, but anyway, dry spice with cherry bark and vanilla beans, 50% aged in bourbon, wine, and new American oak barrels.
Wine, that's interesting. It doesn't specify red wine,
doesn't
white,
say. But probably not port.
Yeah.
Since that's the next one coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice and dark. I mean, it is darkness with a tan head, like a little quarter finger. 11.2%. That holds the glass pretty well.
Yeah,
let's get the nose.
It smells like just a decent stout.
Yeah, it's real dark. It's kind of a combination of like char from a barrel.
Yep.
Molasses maybe, and definitely roasted malt. I mean, that's probably, I should have said that first. Was
roasted malt first. It doesn't smell like a huge risk, but I mean, you can definitely get roasted malt. Something kind of sweet, which I presume is the molasses. Yeah. I don't smell licorice.
No, I don't either.
The vanilla beans could also be added to the sweet smell.
Yeah. But it's big, roasty, char. It smells pretty good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
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 That's about what I remember. It's pretty roasty on the front end. Quite roasty, actually.
First thing I noticed, it was thin. Then I got big hits of roasted malt. And like I said, it is dark and like cocoa powder, like kind of bitter cocoa powder. I mean, not overly bitter, but really robust char. This cocoa powder, this roasted malt. It is pretty bitter though.
It is.
I mean, it's more than I typically drink.
Yeah, it definitely a riz. It's not like Serpent Stout, which was kind of a good blend of roast but also malt. But yeah, it's very roasty. I'm actually looking forward to the next one since I think it'll sweeten it up some.
Yeah, hint of vanilla on that one. Big tannic barrel character, that oak,
so you
woody.
Get vanilla? Okay.
Well, I hint of vanilla on the front, but then I was getting these tannins. I'm getting this oaky, woody.
It's very oaky.
Yeah, tannin character. It's funny. I enjoy kind of going through these a little bit because this is the first sip of beer I've had tonight, and these big, bitter, roasty Russian Imperial Stouts usually take me aback, and it takes me a few sips. But once I get acclimated to that amount of roast, I usually am able to pick up more of the flavors and actually enjoy them a little more. So I'm gonna see what I get.
Yeah, it's got something that's just a little sweet, and not enough to balance out the roast, but there's something sweet, which I don't know if that's from the vanilla or the blackstrap molasses, but it's not just a standard stout. Yeah. You get more flavors from it, although it's not super complex.
Yeah,
it's still pretty good. I mean, I'd give it a 4.25. It's one that I would pick up again, but I'm not gonna, buy a whole bunch and sit on a bunch. But I would buy one to maybe age and see if it changes.
For me, it's just too bitter still. We're actually going to do I don't know how many variants, I didn't look into how many variants they do this year. Or different, I shouldn't say variant, but how many different barrels they age. So the next one we're doing is the port, which I don't think we've ever had a port. I don't know if it's the first year they did it or not, but it's 100% aged in port. So we're going to bring this one back in. My rating right now is like a 4.1. It's just a little over a 4. It's way too bitter. I mean, for me, my personal taste, it's probably what it's supposed to be. Personal preference, I don't like that much bitter roast in my stouts. I would like a little more sweetness. I mean, just sitting here, it's
pretty bitter.
And I think it's a combination of the bitterness from the roast and then the tannic character. I mean, it's kind of aggressive on the tongue for me. Again, maybe it needs a city unit of bottle.
Yeah, maybe they should put the label on it.
Put it back, stamp that back. But no, so like I said earlier, these often mellow out for me. So I'm going to reserve my 4-1 at this point, and because of those reasons, and I'll bring it back in after the port barrel and talk about it again. See how it's
well, let's finish out this video, and then we'll just do a new one for the next one.
Absolutely. So 4-1, 4.25.
4.25 for now. We'll see.
Yep.
It might actually go down if the port is better. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I'll stick with a 4.25.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
As always, guys, if you know the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.